Brilliance Audio.
The Wrong Bones by Melinda Leigh. Performed by Christine Williams. Deputy Tessa Black rubbed a gritty eye. 10 o'clock wasn't a late hour for most people, but when she wasn't working the night shift, Tessa was usually in her pajamas by 9. She drove through the dark, quiet town of North Sound, scanning the businesses for signs of trouble. Not that she expected much. Off the coast of Washington State, Widow's Island was smaller, less populated, and more remote than the neighboring San Juan Islands. September was the tail end of the summer season. Tourism fell off. Kids settled back into their school routines. Most businesses closed by 6, even on a Saturday night. Since she'd gone on shift at 7 in the evening, she'd issued a single parking ticket and responded to a noise complaint about a rooster that crowed at all hours. She turned down a side road and cruised down a residential street that bordered the graveyard. As she braked at a stop sign, movement caught her attention. She squinted through the windshield at her patrol vehicle. Her headlights shone across the flat expanse of the cemetery. Headstones cast long shadows. But she saw nothing. Tessa turned left and accelerated. A figure darted across the road. She braked hard, and the vehicle lurched to a stop. For a few seconds, she breathed through the rush of adrenaline. Her heart slammed against her breastbone. A boy of about 12 faced her from the middle of the road. Behind him, 2 more boys stood, momentarily frozen in the glare of her headlights. They reminded her of the small black-tailed deer that overpopulated the island. She half expected the boys to run away, but instead they rushed toward her. She slipped the vehicle into park and climbed out. "What's wrong?" Before she could finish her question, the boys clustered around her, all talking, no, whispering, at once. She made out the words ghost and ghoul and raised her hand. "One at a time, please." She recognized the tallest boy as Dean Kemp. His family owned Island Market. The other 2 kids also looked familiar, but their names eluded her. Tessa focused on the Kemp boy. "Dean, tell me what happened." "We were playing flashlight tag," Dean said, breathless as if he'd been running hard. He pointed toward the north. "Bobby dared me to touch Elias's headstone. When I got closer..." He glanced around, then lowered his voice further. "I saw something digging in a grave nearby. I think it saw us." His voice shook as hard as his body. "A man? A woman?" Tessa asked, her nerves prickling. The kids jerked their shoulders and gave each other questioning glances. "I don't know," Dean swallowed. He cast a fearful glance over one shoulder, as if expecting to be chased, then turned back to Tessa. "I couldn't see the face. It was wearing a black hood," he whispered. "Like the Grim Reaper." "It?" "Are we going to get in trouble?" one of the boys asked in a small, trembling voice. Technically, anyone on the grounds at night, including the boys, was trespassing. The cemetery was closed after dark, but there was no gate. No one physically locked up the property at dusk. The 3 deputies on Widow's Island had better things to do than chase kids out of the graveyard, as long as one of them wasn't vandalizing anything. Besides, Tessa and her 2 best friends had spent plenty of evenings trying to scare each other in the cemetery when they were teenagers. There wasn't much for kids to do on Widow's once they were bored of flashlight tag. "Not from me," Tessa assured him. Widow's Island had a very small law enforcement presence. They needed community support to effectively police the island. The last thing she wanted to do was discourage these kids from talking to her.